Well, the vote was largely symbolic, but Democrats are vowing to continue their fight. Joining us now, New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez. Senator, thank you for being with us.
Good to be with you, Laurie.
We heard Senator Schumer saying that this reaffirms a contrast between the parties as we approach the midterm elections. How much of an impact do you think this will have?
Well, this is a momentous occasion. This is about freedom and the freedom for women to make their own health care choices. It's a freedom that has existed for nearly half a century as preserved and decided by the Supreme Court of the United States, which now, if the Supreme Court's draft opinion ends up being the final opinion, will be eliminated. And so that's a question that every woman in this country who wants her freedom to be preserved, and for that fact, all of us who are worried that if you can erase a freedom that has existed for 50 years by a new Supreme Court, what's the next freedom that may be affected? Voting rights, civil rights, LGBTQI rights, and the list goes on and on. So it's a momentous occasion, and it's unfortunate that we couldn't get the votes necessary to codify into law what has been the law of the land until this Supreme Court threat.
We heard Senator Joe Manchin, of course, saying that he voted no because he thought the measure went too far. Murkowski and Collins said it was too broad. Will it be reintroduced, and will there be modifications to placate those other senators who were not on board?
Well, you know, under the Senate rules, especially on something like this, we would require 60 votes. It's clear that our Republican colleagues are not going to join us in that effort. I'm a little surprised that Senator Collins and our colleague, Senator Murkowski, they have been time and time again made speeches about a woman's right to choose is a freedom that they seek to preserve. Even when they have voted for Supreme Court nominees, those nominees who are now overturning that freedom, they have said they believe those nominees to the Supreme Court would not overturn Roe. They did. And so this was their moment to join us in that effort. So I think basically the vote we had today is the vote that voters will be facing this November as every member of the House of Representatives and a third of the United States Senate comes up for vote.
I'm curious also, Senator, in light of Roe v. Wade protests on Monday, and the Senate also passed a bill to protect Supreme Court judges, which, by the way, was a poll that came out saying that 52% of Americans disapprove of the way that our Supreme Court justices are performing. But this would protect the judges and their families. You also introduced a similar bill to protect judges and families after the son right here of a U.S. District Court judge in New Jersey, ESTHER SALAS, was murdered 2 years ago. What's the difference and what's the status?
Well, I mean, the Senate acts swiftly to protect the safety of Supreme Court justices. That's something, of course, I support. But it has been difficult to get the bill on judicial security that would protect individuals like a federal district court judge like Judge Salas, whose son was gunned down at their home and whose husband was seriously wounded by someone who did not like her decisions. We cannot have a society in which judges are fearful of the decisions they will make. It will undermine the rule of law. And so I am going to go, I hope this week, to the Senate floor and ask for unanimous consent to pass the judicial security bill that's named after her late son, Daniel Anderwall. And I hope none of my colleagues will object.
All right. New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez joining us tonight on the 6 o'clock news. Good to have you on.
Good to be with you.